Hey beautiful YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be attempting a DIY affordable life-size version of Michael Myers, because life-size props can be very expensive, and if you're a Halloween lover like myself and you don't want to spend a bunch of money because life-size props can be like thousands of dollars, then you're in the right place, and I'm going to try to save you as much money as possible. I can't. I haven't seen a bunch of videos on YouTube that show you how to make an affordable life-size prop, and I am all for Halloween time. This is going to be something that I'm going to have in my house and up for decorations all year round. I'm gonna put like a Santa hat on him for Christmas time, like Easter bunny ears for Easter and stuff like that. So I'm excited because this is something that I'm gonna be able to have year round. Now there's different ways you can do this. I'm trying to be the most budget friendly in this video, so if you want to be very accurate to the movie, you can spend more money to get a jumpsuit that is an actual replica and all that, but the only thing that is an actual replica from the movie is the mask, and that's going to be the most expensive thing out of this whole video. His hair, ooh, look like he got a little dandruff going on. Since I live in Germany, my options were a little bit limited, but if you're in the United States or somewhere that has thrift stores, Goodwills, you can even get the price down even further. But I'm gonna try to keep everything under $200 because that's a great price, I think, for something that you could literally spend easily $1,000 bucks, $800, something crazy like that. So without further ado, let's get started in this video. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping that this turns out great, but I'm just kind of going with the flow and fingers crossed that it is amazing. You will know from the picture in the thumbnail if it came out or not. The first thing that we're going to talk about is a mannequin. Now, depending where you are, you might be able to get an even cheaper mannequin than this one. Mine was $79, I think. I can't remember because I spent it in euro. I got it off of German Amazon, but I'm sure if you look on eBay, you might be able to find one that's even cheaper. But he just has normal hands. They don't really bend or move. Obviously the legs. Now his hip does pop out a little bit, so I might have to pat it to make it look like he's standing there, because I don't want him to be sassy. I just want him to be scary. And obviously I have the torso and his head. I was worried that his head would be a little bit too small because it came in this little box, but I think it's going to be perfect size for the mask. And this is the side head of the mannequin that I got. He's about 6 feet tall, which honestly I think the first actor that played Michael Myers was around 5 foot-ish, and then the second actor was more in the 6 foot range. So if you want it to be super accurate, you can try to get a 5 foot and some change one, but I just got the 6 foot one and it worked out great. The absolutely most important thing you're gonna need is a mask. Trick or Treat Studios is where I got my Chucky dolls. They do movie props and replicas that are accurate to the movie. You can pick one that is more distressed. You can pick the original version. There's so many different versions of this mask that you can get, but I just thought he looked really cool because it's very grimy and dirty looking. This mask on the official Trick or Treat Studios website is $59.99. You can also find him on Amazon, but it might be a little bit more expensive. It just really depends if you want to wait for it or if you want to pay a little extra. So it just really depends on how anxious you are. I was very anxious and I didn't want to wait because Trick or Treat Studios takes a little bit longer for international shipping. His jumpsuit that he's wearing, you can get the actual accurate one. I wrote it down. On the website for $59.99, but if you want to keep your costs low and under $200, I got mine off of Amazon. I typed in boiler suit. I don't know if that's really the same verbiage that you're gonna find on regular Amazon. If you type in Michael Myers costume, a boiler suit, a navy working man suit, stuff like that, you might be able to find it. Mine was only $22 and it is the whole jumpsuit. I will leave in the description down below all the links that I used to order some of this, but if you're not in Germany, you might not be able to do the same thing. I believe that he is in a size large for my 6-foot mannequin, and I already tried it on him to make sure that it fit because I didn't want to do this video and just fail. Trust me, it took forever to try to put the mannequin together, and I only got it halfway together, so it'll be interesting to see me try to do it again. But you will need the boiler jumpsuit. It's a long navy long sleeve suit, and I might, depending, we will see today, I might distress it a little bit, make it a little torn, throw some blood splatter on there. That's an option, up to you if you want to do that. I also want to kind of dirty up his hands and make it look a little bit more realistic if possible, so it just doesn't look like shiny plastic. Next, you're gonna need the shirt that goes underneath his jumpsuit. I just got a Fruit of the Loom shirt in a navy color as well, and this is about $6. I think if you go to Walmart or something. I had to buy a 3-pack, which is fine because I'll just wear these for like comfy around the house shirts or whatever, but this is very cheap. If you go to Goodwill or something, you can even knock the cost down to like 50 cents. The last thing you're gonna need is some boots. Now, you can get the actual boots that he wore in the movie, but I think those are like $100. I paid $30 for mine, but you can even get the cost down even more. If you go to Goodwill, you go to a thrift store, you can get the cost down for like $20 or less. I got, these are just called SWAT boots. I just looked at a bunch of different ones on Amazon and just picked ones that I liked that were very close to the reference. I got these in a size 43, which I think is a men's size 10, and it fits the mannequin foot perfectly. Now, my mannequin did come with a really nice glass stand, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to where he just stands on his own with the boots, and maybe I can prop him to where he looks like he's standing completely straight. We'll see when we get to this point, but now it's time to put everything together.
I saw a picture of us in crop tops with bare stomachs. Late dazzling teens, liberated party queens, friends with vomit. Was it lost it in?
Sorry if the lighting is horrible, but the window's right there, and I put my Chucky inflatable there so that way it's not in the way. But his hip pops, so I gotta figure out a way to maybe get his feet to where they're both standing completely straight, or if I have to use the stand that came with it. So that's gonna be the next thing of how to get him to stand looking scary and not like he has sass. I just put the mask on and I will say, because my mannequin has eyes, that looks freaking creepy. So what I did is, in the boot on the left foot, I just stuffed some paper in it. So if you get a mannequin that has like the hip issue like I did, put some paper into the shoe and then put the mannequin shoe in there. I do recommend taking the laces down like this so that way you can fit the actual mannequin foot in there, because otherwise you just feel like the shoe is not the correct size. So that's the best way, but he's starting to look there. I think I need to stuff him in certain places, but we getting there, we getting somewhere. We've moved outside now. I have a bunch of just thank you bags, like what you get from the grocery store, so I can stuff him in certain areas to make him look thicker. Just kind of move it around because his hip is still popping just a little bit. And then I got some just really coarse, I don't know which coarse grade this is, but This is the sandpaper that I'm gonna use, and I'm just gonna distress like his collar and like maybe the front part of his jumpsuit to kind of make it look a little bit worn. And then I just got regular red spray paint and some gloves and a paper plate, and I'll just spray a lot of the spray paint onto the paper plate and kind of get my glove wet and just kind of throw it on there. It's okay if it gets on the boots. I might take the mask off while I'm trying to do the paint because I don't want to get blood on the mask. I mean, yeah, it might look cool, but since that's one of the most expensive things in this video, I don't really want to ruin it. So there's going to be a lot of time lapse of me working on it. This is optional. You don't have to do this. You could just leave him the way he is and put him in the corner, but I kind of want to just take some time and do some detailing. So I wanted to give it just kind of a tinge of blood. What I did is just I just take the spray paint and just an old brush. You don't want something like perfect, something that's like been sitting around and a little bit hard. And like I tap where the blood goes to kind of make it not look so red. And then I just kind of lightly put it where I want it. And it doesn't have to be perfect because when it dries, it's a little bit darker like real blood would be. And I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just kind of lightly dusting everywhere. And then I put a bag on his head so I don't have to take off his whole head and I can cover up the mask. So just gonna do that. And like I said, this is optional, just trying to give it a little bit of character, a little something different. And then I did scuff up the hands, so when I try to do a little bit of paint on the hands, that it sticks really good. And then you can tape the plastic bags in there like to his arms if you want, but it's just easier for me to just stuff it, and then once it stays in one spot, I'm not worried about the bags falling out. Now I'm starting to distress the hands, and my neighbor's dog is like freaking out. But I just took a makeup sponge and started picking at it to make the edges rough. And then I'm just lightly kind of spackling all over the area. And like I said, this is optional, but I'm doing it with black, and then I'll do it with some brown and layer it on top of this like small blood splatter that's on there, so it'll make him look more realistic. I added some texture to his neck to make it look like it's dirty. And my mannequin's face basically has false eyelashes, and I just think that it's just too much. Like you can see the eyelashes through, so I'm actually going to trim them, and then I'm going to add a little dirt to like his under eyes because you can see it and he just looks too clean. So I'm going to add that. Like I said, optional, but I want to add some cool stuff and possibly veins. I don't know, we'll see. So now that his eyelashes are trimmed, he looks a lot more like a man. And since you're only going to see the eye portion of where the mask is, I just kind of dabbled and made him look really dirty. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to just take a red and add a really just small detail to the eyeballs to kind of make it look like there's veins, like he's been up and doesn't sleep. And I'm just going to add just little tiny details to the eyes, because the eyes on this mannequin are actually really cool. Like I'm surprised how realistic they are. So since the mannequin's actually good quality, I might as well do it up all the way. This is, I think, the finished result. I really like how it turned out. I just used darker reds and lighter reds to really make the eyes look crazy and bloodshot, and maybe he got some blood splatter on his face. I know it looks weird because it's literally just this area, but the mask only has 2 holes. But I'm really happy with how it looks. The eyelashes really did make a difference, and the bloodshotness came out really, really cool. So super happy. Sorry if you can't really hear me because the guy over there is doing construction, but just look at the difference that it makes just with the paint job on the eyes. Ooh. All right, y'all, I am all finished. I finished the details in the hands just to make it look real muddy, dirty, like he's been through some things. And I think it really just kind of adds character to him. He is all finished next to my TV. Now, I did have to do some altering as far as like I had these, they're like candle lids because he did have his little hip out a little bit, so I put some of those on the bottom of his feet, and then I had to pad him a little bit. But all in all, I am beyond happy with how he turned out. I mean, his eyes are really creepy. Freaking love it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys make one of these guys on your own, please tag me on Instagram or leave a comment down below and let me know that you tried it and you made it. I love him. I think he's a great addition to my home. I will be doing a Chucky shrine video coming up very soon. I'm waiting on one more Chucky doll before I show my entire display case. And if you guys want like a Halloween decor, like how I decorate, let me know in the comments as well. I really want to try to get as many videos spooky related in October that I can. And thank you guys so much for watching. This is a lot of fun to do. Love how he came out. And until next time, I'll see y'all beautiful people later. Bye.